Hello there, this is a bucket and a shovel, and this is a new 4x4 I'm going to plant today, and I'm going to try this a new way. I'm always thinking about ways of giving my plants the most moisture that I can in the hot summer. And so this is the idea I've come up with. I hope it works. I have got my potting mix of choice here, and it's just accumulation of vermiculite, compost, some organic potting mix, some just stuff. And I've tried to level it off the best I could. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it with cardboard. Hopefully. Okay, so my potting mix is in there. And I'm going to layer cardboard on here. Just one layer should be sufficient. You can never have too much cardboard around. And this is to help with keeping the moisture in on the root system of my plants. This is a square foot gardening kind of method here I was hoping to use. That's going to be a little bit double layer there, but that's okay. So it's not so much about weed suppressant, because I could really care less about the weeds. I actually enjoy pulling the weeds, but I find it rather therapeutic. But okay, so I've got this covered. And now, what I want to do, since I'm doing the square foot gardening method, or trying to, is I've got a template here. I'm going to have 4 plants in each square. I'll just bring you up here a minute, put you on my knee. So I'm going to have 4 plants in each square. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go around this whole cardboard area with my pen, and I'm going to mark these little squares, and then I'm going to cut them out, and that's where the plant is going to sit. So I will do that, and I'll be right back. That's pretty easy. And you just move it over to the next one, mark where my square is. There we go, and I'll be right back. There's all my little squares drawn out on it, and now I'm going to go and remove that little bug over there, and then I'm going to cut out all those holes, and I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Well, I did it. There are 64 squares cut out. They're 4 inches apart, and so this one 4-foot box raised bed will hold 64 plants. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get the seedlings I have. That'll go in here. And I'm going to dig a little hole like this down in there. I'll put some fertilizer and so forth in the hole, and then I'll plant them. And then on top of the cardboard is going to go a layer of dirt to help hold the cardboard down. And then also in there I will water. But I'll bring you along for that too. But right now I just wanted to show you there are 64 holes. Now, a couple tips. 1, be prepared to spend a long time, because it takes a while to cut 64 holes. 2, if you had a piece of cardboard that fit a 4x4, just one, it would be easier. I kept losing track of where I laid what. And be careful not to cut through and hurt yourself. This would be really fun for kids to do. Just be careful, of course, when they go to cut. But I think they'd have a fun time. So it'd be a nice family project to make a template for one of these. And then you'd have it done. See, I missed one right there. Gotta go cut it. Alright, well, on to the next project. I gotta go get the seedlings. You have these holes, and then I take a spoon and I dig down in there, and I push aside a bunch of that dry dirt, and then I get some water, and of course the only cup I brought was one that already had a hole in the bottom, but that's okay, we don't care, do we? and put some water in there so it's nice and moist. And then I put a mixture of a little bit of fertilizer. And then I take my plant of choice. And now these are kind of small, and I wouldn't normally be planting them outside right now, except for life is dictating that they can't be under the grow lights right now because we once again won't be here to take care of them like we're supposed to. We have another appointment up at the hospital, and so I'm doing what I can to hope that they will survive. So you just put a little hole there, and gently press your little seedling down in there. Pack around it like this, and it's got water, it's got food, it's got moisture, and it's got warmth. This soil has been warmed because I've had plastic over it. And then the next step, what I'll do is I will put dirt on top of this. Just spread it around, make it nice and pretty. It helps hold the cardboard down and helps secure that your moisture will stay underneath the cardboard. So that way, while I'm gone for the next couple weeks with Bucket in hospital again, hopefully I will have done everything I can to secure that some of these will make it. Some may not, some may, but I can only do what I can, right? That's all we can do, and then we just have to hope for the best. Whether these plants are 5 feet tall or 2 inches tall, you can only do what you can do. And then you just, it's all chance then. I've done what I can. So that's the way it's going to look. I'll show you how it all looks when it's done, okay? I walked you through all this. So now what I do is I just take my fingers and I make a hole in the dirt that's underneath the cardboard. And then I get a little scoop of water, pour some water in there, take my plant of choice, whatever you happen to want to plant in here. Will depend on how many holes that you put in, of course. Then I fill it up with dirt. Oh, sorry. Then I get my little bit of fertilizer, blood, bone, and whatever else that's in there. Put the dirt in there. Make my indentation, and then push my little guy down in there. And then just put in some more dirt, fill up around it. Always have some extra dirt handy, compost handy. Whatever you happen to be using, Miracle-Gro, I don't care. And then just pack it down gently. And you want to put some around so you can keep your cardboard held, so the wind doesn't blow it around or anything. The purpose of this is to help keep the moisture underneath, so your plants won't need to be watered as much. And since we go back and forth to the hospital so much, I'm not always here, and neither is Bucket, to give them watering every day like they want. Normally we wouldn't be planting them. She can show you here what they look like when I'm done. We wouldn't be planting them this small, but we won't be here again for a while, and they're not going to be able to be under the grow lights. So this is all I knew what to do to try to help keep them alive. So this will keep them moist underneath. It'll keep the weeds down, and that seemed like a pretty good idea. And I couldn't afford bark mulch, but I could afford cardboard. It's free. So just be let's see, some tips. One, when you cut out your holes, be careful, especially if you use a cutting knife. Don't slice yourself. The other thing is it's a very time-consuming process, and have fun. That's the thing I like to do. I just like to have fun. Well, it's about 8 o'clock at night, and I hope you can see this. I've got the light on. It's pretty dark out, but we'll see how it works. This is what it looks like when it's done. Now, I'm a realist, and realistically, I know these won't all survive. If half of them survive, I'll be happy. And if half of that half produce fruit, I'll be happy. So I think that I'll be happy regardless what happens. I am one tired puppy. So thanks for coming along. If you've enjoyed, please subscribe and comment. Thank you.
Please subscribe. We need your subscription. Please subscribe. Please subscribe and share.